Hey guys, welcome to Gen Next Door Podcast. I'm Jennifer Otero. I started this podcast to highlight the stories of local business owners, entrepreneurs, and creatives on how they started their businesses, advice they offer, and what they are doing to make a difference in the community. This is a safe space for like-minded people who want to be inspired and get motivated to live their dreams, all while giving back no matter how small. I'm right there with you, so let's do this. Hi, Happy New Year. It's been a minute, but here we are with another episode. Today I have Kita Centella, owner of Loose Leaf Market. She has a very inspiring story. At a very young age, she was struggling mentally, emotionally, and physically, but after learning what herbs can do, she was able to make a better life for herself. And now she owns her own herb business. Hi, Kita. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So thanks for coming on here with me. First, I want to know if you have any New Year goals.
I have so many.
Right.
I think that it's important to always continue to better your life, better yourself, and to continue to grow as personally, professionally, spiritually, in all ways.
Yeah. I did a vision board barely, and I have it on my background on my phone so I can see it every day. One of the things is to drink water with lemon every morning. So to start off small, because like if I say I want to eat healthy and then like I quit cold turkey, it doesn't really work out. So I feel like this time it's like little by little, take something off, put something in.
Exactly. Well, that's how good habits are formed, is incremental. You do what works for you, and the healthier that you become, the easier it is for bad habits to fall away.
Yeah. Can you first summarize what Loose Leaf Market is?
Well, Loose Leaf Tea Market, I'll tell you, I used to have an herbal store before it was Loose Leaf, and now we focus on the incredible power of tea, because herbs tended to, the people that understood them were drawn to them, but for a lot of people, they were turned off because it seemed, a little scary, a little foreign, a little, woo, or whatever. People didn't feel comfortable. They didn't really trust it. But everybody knows about tea. So in 2015, I rebranded my company as Loose Leaf Tea Market to really appeal to more people, to turn people onto the amazing power of plants through tea. Prior to, we have the herbs in there. That's what we make the teas out of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It used to be basically an apothecary up until 2015.
Okay. So I was looking at your website and you have quite a story. You were using drugs at 13, became alcoholic, and then went to prison. Do you mind walking us a little bit about that? Like, how did you feel and how did you change your life around?
Well, everything was basically, just like blown up like a landmine. So how can you feel about that? It was
horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing was working. So, but I was able to meet a mentor in there, and she took me under her wing, and I guess she recognized something in me, and she just slowly started really helping me to understand just about self-respect and about the healing power of nature, healing power of plants. Yeah, and so with her help, I learned a lot, and over the years, it became part of my life, and I made a commitment to learn about plants and share what I learned with the world.
That's awesome.
What eventually became what it is.
How were you able to manage your emotions and negative thoughts? It's really hard, especially if, like, I would assume if you're struggling with alcohol or whatever, there has to be like something strong to push you in the other direction. Yeah. And emotions are not easy.
No, really. I mean, that's the stuff that drives us. It's not really our logic that drives us. It's our feelings that drive us. So one of the first herbs I learned about was how to burn sage to clear your energy. And so that's what, until I learned more about the medicinal plants and, what teas I could drink, I would burn sage. And, she taught me how to do it properly. She was Native American. Is. And so there's ways to do it. So it's not flinging smoke. She showed me the proper use of it and how to be respectful. And so so that's what I used to manage my emotions. And anytime I was having a difficult time, a bad day, a tough time, that's what I would use rather than leaning on a substance as a crutch. I would lean on the power of herbs.
So just going back to nature, because that's like who we are. We're part of nature.
If we can learn how to bring them into our life, how to develop a relationship with them, because that's really what it came down to, is developing a relationship with them, not just a relationship with them. It's a relationship with yourself and a relationship with the plants, a relationship with nature. Being thankful,
showing gratitude,
love.
Self-love is hard. At least for me, it's really hard.
It's hard if you want to call it hard. Because we have programs that run.
Yeah.
Based on our past experiences. And those programs are, if we think about our minds like a computer and our operating system, if we put certain programs in it, then they're just going to run in the background and it's going to drive how we behave. But if we can start identifying those programs and then just calling it for what it is, like, oh, that's not true, that's just a program. Then
you have to be more aware of what you're thinking automatically.
You definitely do. And just like shining a light on it, because you're familiar with fairy tales?
Yeah. I like them. Yeah.
Right. So with Rumpelstiltskin, he was able to have his hold over whatever her name was that was spinning the straw. Mm-hmm. What was her name? Spinning the straw?
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, that's the hair.
It's been a long time.
Well, the point of that is that he was able to have power because she didn't know his name. Mm-hmm. And when she was able to discern his name, then that took his power away. Yeah. And so it's the same kind of thing when it comes to those programs that are running our operating system. Like, or we have a poverty program, a self-loathing program, shame program, and all that stuff that it's running. And then you just happen to catch it. Just like that person in the fairy tale happened to hear Rumpelstiltskin saying his name. You just happen to catch it. Yeah. And so that's with us. We just happen to catch the thing that's driving us. It's like, oh, wait a minute. You're a program that's running. You're not me. Because that happened in the past. That has nothing to do with my present day reality.
Yeah. I sometimes catch it, but then I have a hard time then reprogramming it to say this is not true. So I'm working on it.
Right. The way that we use language is a really good way to start reprogramming. And that's something I learned from, I still have different mentors now. But one of them is a linguist, and he talks about using the power of language and saying things like, I respect myself more often than not. Mm-hmm. I take care of myself more often than not. I made the decision to take better care of myself. I made so it's not locking you into this high standard that's impossible to live up to, but it's also not locking you into a version of yourself that you no longer want to be.
It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is.
You had the herb store and you got the herb store from a former owner. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How did that all happen? And was it expensive?
Well, it was kind of a miracle how that all came together. I was working for this herbal store. And, just to keep the story short, because we're talking about 20-something years here. Oh, so, wow. Yeah. I got the store in 2002, January 1st of 2002. So, I was working for her, and she said, why don't you think about having a store of your own? And I didn't think I would want to be tied down to a location. But then I thought about it, and I watched the movie Chocolat, which I don't know if you ever saw it, with Johnny Depp and I can't remember her name. But
no, I haven't.
Yeah, okay. It's a classic. It was really good.
I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, definitely add it to the list. And I felt really inspired. It's about a woman who lived in this little village in France with her daughter, a single mom, and she opened up a chocolate shop during Lent. And all the Catholic townspeople were like, oh, chocolate, very bad. But she was able to help out her fellow villagers with the magic of her chocolates. And I thought, oh, I want to do that. So I said, yeah, I'll do a store. And then she offered to sell me the one that, that eventually became what I have now. And so, yeah, so I was able to take it over.
Why did she want to sell it? She was just.
I think she was tired of the day to day. I mean, they still had other stores. It was like a franchise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're still getting money from me. And they wanted to move. They wanted to move to another town.
Okay. And so do you have any advice for setting up that type of business, like legally, accounting? I'm guessing it's like a little bit different than just starting your business from scratch, since you're having the whole business from somebody else. What were like the legal steps there?
Well, when I got out of their franchise after 4 years of running it as a franchise, and so I had to start my own from scratch, even though I had an existing customer base and I had some inventory and all that. But legally, I had to set it up as a new thing. It was a new entity.
Okay, but it wasn't. It's the same location, same stuff. It's just kind of a rebrand.
It was a rebrand, but I couldn't sell their products anymore.
Okay.
So I remade all the tea formulas, all the everything.
That's a lot.
Anything from them. Yeah. So we did everything from scratch. I did everything the hard way.
But you had a little bit of experience, prior to that. So that's good.
4 years of experience at that point of running a business. And, it was basically street smart. I didn't have anybody really showing me how to do things, I got out of the franchise and rebranded it to my own thing.
So what do you think was like the hardest part of it all?
Well, in 2 years into that, I opened up a restaurant in the adjacent suite. So I was running both a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And a store. So,
you were doing good.
Well, I was being a maniac. Because I was also a single mom. And so everything kind of suffered. I was doing too much.
Why'd you decide to do the restaurant?
Because my customers needed to learn how to eat. So a lot of the problems that people have are because they're eating the wrong thing. And so I wanted to create a restaurant that everything that is on the menu is going to be good for you. And it's going to help you with inflammation and, antioxidants and all that good stuff that people really need but aren't doing.
Do you still have the restaurant? Because I want to go now.
I closed it in 2015. I closed it in 2015 when I did the rebrand.
Okay.
Money. It didn't make money. It lost money. It was one of the hardest things to do is to kill a restaurant that I had. I liked it. I loved it, but
that just sounds sad. Like you worked hard on it and it just couldn't happen.
Yeah.
How much time now do you spend on your business? Do you have life-work balance?
It's a work in progress. I mean, my kids are grown now, so they're out of the house. So it's not like I have the same needs, home needs pulling me. So yeah, I don't work in the business really now. I work on the business.
Okay.
Where before I was doing everything.
Now working on the business, what exactly does that mean? And I saw you on Instagram. You're doing pretty good on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What else do you do for it?
Well, I mean, it's really managing all the different parts. And, for my team members, my job is to make sure their job doesn't suck. So, making a, great culture, building a great culture for people to work in a good place where they can also feel like they're respected and they can grow as people.
That's so important.
So important. It really is. Making great products. So, developing. So I do like the running of the business, but not the working in it. Like I'm not mixing the teas and packaging, labeling and all that stuff. I did all that for years, but now it's more, the strategy and, all that behind the scenes stuff.
So what does loose leaf mean and how is that different from like other teas or tea bags?
Well, loose leaf tea is the gold standard of tea. Loose leaf means it's not in a tea bag. That's really all it means. And because I named it Loose Leaf Tea Market because my former brand, nobody understood what it was. Nobody knew how to pronounce it. They didn't know what we did there. It was just a branding nightmare. I didn't know anything about branding. So probably a couple years before I rebranded it, I started working on that, like studying I
Oh,
started
yeah.
studying. Yeah. So loose leaf, it's a very obvious statement. This is loose leaf tea
Hmm.
market. This is a place where you get loose leaf teas.
How many different herbs do you sell and like what's your favorite? Or I guess like mixes? I don't really know how you do
Well,
it.
we take the herbs and we blend them into teas, like because I am an herbalist and I know what goes with what.
Hmm.
But I also have a culinary background and I know how to make things taste good. So, whatever body function that I want to work on to strengthen, make a tea for that. So I'll choose botanicals that are helpful for that and then blend them in such a way that they taste good. Right.
What are some of the popular ones?
Yeah, we've got a lot of them. Sleek and Slender is probably the most popular one because it gets
Mhm.
rid of sugar cravings, it boosts your metabolism, it improves digestion, and it tastes really nice. That's the
Ooh,
most popular. But then we've got other ones like inflammation relief, great for inflammation and also stress. There's Lush Lavender, which is very soothing. And it's also pretty. It's one of the things that we'll post on Instagram every Sunday. We'll post a Lush Lavender video.
they're all so pretty.
Yeah,
Hopefully they taste as good.
really tastes wonderful.
So I have a lot of bloating and I get nauseous a lot. Do you have any recommendations for me?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's a tea called Bye Bye Bloat.
Oh,
And
that's good.
then we have tea bundles where we'll put a couple of teas together and you get them at a little bit of a discount because you're getting two at once.
Mm.
And so the belly fat bundle has the Bye Bye Bloat and it has Sleek and Slender. Or the
Okay.
gut health bundle has Bye Bye Bloat and then another blend that's really soothing and anti-nausea. So
Ooh, I have to go now and pick all
yeah,
that stuff up because it's really
yeah.
bad.
Are
And
you
I'm probably not eating good either.
are you in Phoenix?
Yeah,
Awesome. Have you ever been in?
no, I actually only heard about this barely, but definitely planning on going because you convinced me.
Yay, good.
So where do you get all your supplies from? Are there from
I
local
have
people?
no, I have trusted suppliers where it's organic ingredients that are
Mhm.
they do third party testing to make sure that they're free of contaminants or anything.
Okay. And how did you find them?
Time, relationships. I've been, it's over 20 years, so
Would do you think that it would be easy if someone wanted to do a similar uh business to just like try to find suppliers, or does it take time to like really get to know people?
I think it takes a minute to get to know their rhythm and their
Oh,
like which products they're really good for and which ones they're not.
yeah.
Because you
Is it
can,
like trial and error? Just
ish. I
picking stuff?
mean, yeah. I mean, try some stuff out. So if there's, somebody that wants to open one, I mean, I'll be available for consultation. If they want to open one, then they can
That's really nice.
hire me as a consultant, and I'll help them to start their business.
Have you helped people recently?
No,
No. Okay.
not anybody else. No, I mean, you're just talking about it like you're kind of asking like the business end of it. And so if that's the people that are listening to this awesome podcast that you have,
I mean, you have a lot of experience, so I'm sure you'll do great.
well, yeah, I mean, if there's people that are interested in knowing more, then mhm.
Cool. What are you working on anything right now for your business, specifically like new products or
New
something you want?
website, redoing the website.
Oh, the website.
Yeah.
Do you have people to do the website or are you trying
Oh
to
yeah,
do it on your
yeah,
own?
absolutely. I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
I'm learning, like, I have my own website and I kind of did it all by myself. And it's a lot of work. And
Mhm.
and you're always learning something new.
Yeah. Well, and is it like, there's so many things to know about it.
Yeah. So
Like
many little
SEO.
things.
I have been learning a lot about SEO. I have one of my mentors, she's my marketing mentor, and she's an SEO, organic SEO expert.
I gotta learn about that.
Yeah,
It's,
well, there's a lot to learn about it, but I mean, it's also all available on Google too. Like you can, tell me about the best ways to maximize organic
mhm.
SEO. And so if you really want to learn it, you can, but if that's what you want to do, like I'm doing it because I'm putting together an SEO plan for my new website because I know my business, and I am pretty familiar with the keywords, the things that people are looking for, and I know what direction I want to take it into. So I'm doing that kind of SEO research, but then I'm going to turn this over to a web developer and let their expertise do it. Like, okay, yeah, well, you're on the right track here. You're not on the right track here. So, I'm really going to defer to people who make that their living.
Yeah, because also you didn't go into that business for the whole website stuff or, all the technical things. It was more about your other passions.
Well, it's new though. Like when you do something for a really long time, like because I did everything, all that other stuff for so many years, like I can't keep doing it. I need to grow as a person too.
Yeah.
I need to learn new things too. So last year I spent a good portion of that year doing marketing.
That's awesome.
I did the TikToks and all the blogging and all of that stuff. And
it's nice to learn new things, but also if you have a chance to get help, that's also nice too.
Well, that's all I was doing was marketing. So and I can't just do one thing. I need to have that eagle eye on the business and not the mouse vision. You know what I mean? Like when you're in it and you're doing all the day-to-day minutia, then you're not seeing
the big picture.
You're not seeing the big picture. You're seeing what's right in front of you.
Yeah, you gotta look long term. That's what an owner does instead of the little details of the everyday.
Right.
That's for your employees.
It's easy to default to the little stuff because if you haven't done the big visionary stuff before, but you don't want to go back to doing what you've done before because you have, I have a team to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
How, transitioning to this new level that's part of the growth too.
So with the herbs, do you have any certain licensing or requirements that you need since it's like a edible thing?
Well, I mean, the health department inspects us.
Okay.
Yeah. We have sanitary standards, we have sanitary standards and we have, we track the lot numbers and all that stuff.
And do you have to put anything on the labeling or you just sell it in bags? However.
No, we have labeled products and I have all my labels behind me, but and the labels have all the things that it needs to have on there. It's been a long time. We bought a professional label printer back in 2012. So we've been labeling our own products since then. Before that was handwritten on a bag, so it was very, very
tedious.
Yeah, but also very not professional. But we became Loose Leaf. It's now a brand. It's not just like a little local shop where you pick up whatever. Now we have products. So,
well, if you're starting off, it's okay to do it not as professional and until you start learning and doing it little by little.
Well, you have to figure out what you can't, if you're a brand new brand, you can't talk to people don't start your social media as if you're a big brand. Like if you have a skincare, you make skincare products. You can't just talk about your products because nobody knows who you are. So how are you going to figure out what your audience, who is your audience? You have to figure out who's your audience. So you have to figure out, well, how do they like to be talked to? Do they like videos? Do they like my face talking? Do they like not my face talking? Do they like watching me pour things? Do they like watching me mix things? Do they not like any of that? Do they like infographics? Do they want to be educated? Do they want to be entertained? Do they want humor? Do they not want humor? So you have to learn your audience. And doing that, you have to try a lot of different things.
Right.
So not invest in, thousands of dollars in a label printer when you don't even know in the beginning what your product is going to be.
Do it little by little. That's
exactly.
And then you only have one location in Phoenix, right? Would you like to expand or just have that one with online orders?
I mean,
do you
really,
plan for the future?
Online is the place to scale.
Are you doing it internationally or just in the U.S.?
We don't have a lot of international orders, but you can. Or if you're not in the U.S., here, let me have one. Here? Sorry,
I can kind of see it, kind of not.
Okay, so you see the packaging. Okay, so that's what
it looks nice, fancy.
Yeah, it's got all the. It's got instructions. It's got the ingredients in there. So it's got all that stuff in there.
It's simple, but then it's pretty.
Right. Yeah. And it's eco-friendly. It's all biodegradable. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a digression.
Uh, yeah, online orders not expanding or expanding.
Oh yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know about other locations right now. That's a TBD.
Hmm.
But definitely expanding online because there's more people outside of me than there are right. You know what I'm saying? There's
Right.
people in the world than there are right here.
Do you talk with a lot of customers? Like, what do they tell you? Do you hear more feedback from them in person or online? Because sometimes, like, it's probably easier to say things that you don't like online than it is in
Oh,
person.
there's trolls. But I mean,
Yeah.
if they have, constructive criticism, that's one thing. Like, I didn't like the taste of this tea, or it didn't work for me.
Hmm.
That's one thing. But then there's just people that are just being trolls, and
Do you get a lot of those?
most people are pretty nice.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I've gotten a lot more of them on TikTok, but the
Oh, wow.
trolls are so good for your algorithm because they're comments. So
Yeah.
unless they're abusive or dangerous, if they're just being just dumb, which sometimes people just say dumb stuff
Uh-huh.
because they don't have, whatever. I usually just let it go because I'm not going to argue with somebody because they want that's what they want. So I don't want to argue. You don't like it, scroll past. It's not for
Sometimes
you.
I just say things just to say things. And
Yeah, yeah. And so no, when people comment on your post, whatever platform it is, when people are commenting and interacting, it's good for the algorithm. It's telling the platform, oh, people like this. So they'll show it to
mhm.
more people. So but say whatever you want on there. You're helping. Even if it's something not very nice, you're still helping me.
You help the House of Dawn. You give a portion of sales to the House of Dawn.
We
Can you tell
did.
me a little bit about that and how you got involved with them?
We did. It's not a current thing that
Oh,
we
okay.
do. It's something that we had done.
Oh,
And yeah, I know.
I saw it on your website and
I know.
I thought it was,
Yeah. We did.
but you still helped. So
Yeah,
still
we
part
sure
of,
did. Yeah, a woman that I know that she has this nonprofit, which is really a remarkable nonprofit that helps young women and young pregnant and young mothers, and pregnant women and mothers have housing and support while they go to college.
that's amazing.
And so we help to sponsor them.
And how did you find about them? I've never heard of them before.
No, it's in Georgia. Well, one of my mentors at the time, one of his clients had that nonprofit, and he connected the two of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so that's how
that's
I met
good.
her. Yeah, and her and I were also in the same mentoring and mastermind group.
Ah,
Yeah, we're members of a group called Pinnacle Global Network.
can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's a mentoring and mastermind group for business owners that want to grow their business.
Did it help a lot?
Oh yeah,
Were you
I'm in my fourth
were you
year.
starting your business or were you just like getting the ideas at that time?
No, this was in 2019 when I
Oh, okay.
remember. Yeah, I'm in my fourth year now.
Then it must be really good.
It's really amazing. Yeah, I mean, to have the support of a community of people that are all pulling for you, that are all helping you, and
Having the same like,
it doesn't matter what your business is. All business owners are going to go through very similar challenges. Team, cash flow.
and you have someone
Um,
to talk to about it because I'm sure like your friends, it's harder because they don't understand exactly what you're going through.
right, right. But when you have a community of fellow business owners, that's your
Hmm.
tribe.
Yeah. Oh, do you watch or read anything to stay informed or for fun?
Are you talking about non-business related?
No, yeah, this is non-business related.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You should see my home library. My bookshelves are overflowing. Yeah, I love fiction.
Like, what's your favorite book?
Oh, and there's too many. There's too many.
Right. Don't ask me that question.
Right. What is your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. Well, it depends on the day.
Right. Well, do you have a favorite series?
I don't do series because I hate it when I have to buy another book and I have to wait. I just like
Keep
to
waiting.
do the story, finish the story, have a beginning, end, done.
Okay. I like series because I like them to keep going. Like I just reread Game of Thrones, all
Oh,
five
okay.
books from start to finish for the third time.
Oh, how big are they? That's
They're
pretty
like
big.
between 700 and 900 pages each. Yeah, so I like to read, but I'll read like at night. I'll read before I go to bed and stuff.
Also, I really like self-help books too, and business books sometimes.
Yep, I always have a business book going as well. So
Yeah.
there's that, but then there's also the fiction, and I feel like story. Us as people, we need stories.
Mm-hmm. Kind of gets out of your own story and out of your own problems and kind of step into another person's story and their problems.
Right.
So you don't have to deal with your own.
Well, they're universal. So
Yeah.
we recognize ourselves in the heroes, the unlikely heroes of the stories that we watch and we read, because it appeals to people all across cultures.
Love heroes. Sometimes villains are fun though.
Yeah, very tricky.
What's something you want to leave the listeners with? Information about your projects, the last inspirational words.
Well, I want them to come to my website, and I want them to be turned on to the amazing power of healing plants through the simple ritual of tea. My mission is to change lives one cup at a time in a very positive way.
Yes.
And so, like, you can use the power of plants to heal your body, and it's very gentle. It's not harsh. You're not going to suddenly, like, it's not going to overhaul your entire physicality, but every day you're going to just start feeling better. You're going to have less inflammation. Your tummy's going to feel better. You're going to get better sleep. Your skin's going to look more radiant. So I would like for them to really see for themselves what the power of plants can do for them.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I would like.
I'll
And
leave all the links to her stuff below, and please go check her out because it's awesome.
Thank you.
And okay, last question. What do you love about Arizona? What specific local business or location?
I love Phoenix for its diversity of people. I love that there's people from all cultures, all walks of life. I really love that about Phoenix. I love getting to know all the different types of cultures and stuff here. It is my favorite part about Phoenix. I like that it's not freezing in the winter like it is everywhere else, but I don't like the heat. One of my favorite businesses in Phoenix is Changing Hands Bookstore.
Yes, I just went there. I got a book, The Tiger and the Cage. It's really good.
Nice.
She had like endometriosis, so I had a lot of health problems. Everyone should check that out.
Okay, very cool recommendation. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me. It was wonderful to hear your story.
Thanks. I really appreciate the invitation to come on and talk with you and your audience.
Hello. I am fortunate enough to have Kita from Loose Leaf Market as my first episode of 2023. She has a beautiful story, and if any of you have any gut issues like me or need help in any other areas, go check out her teas because there's something for everyone. I also wanted to tell you that I've been working on some new things. If you guys go to my website right now, you'll see an events page under resources. I wanted to create this page where anyone interested in business events or networking in Arizona can go and see what's new. I've also been writing, which I never thought that I would. Here I am starting a blog. I'm not sure where it's heading, but for the moment, I want to write about business, the environment, podcasting, and anything Arizona related. The first blog post will be out soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'm actually really excited about it. This is all new to me, but it's nice to have a creative outlet and to learn something new. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm always open to new ideas. So you can always contact me on Instagram, Gen Xer Podcast. Yeah, talk to you guys soon.